Okay, cool.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. Are you ready? Can we go?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, Kevin's not gonna make it tonight.
Okay, so first things first, Spa. Pit exit is extremely bouncy. So don't be a hooligan when you get out of pit lane. Especially going around here, it is extremely bouncy. So you will have cold tires and low pressure tires. So don't be a cowboy when going out of pit lane. Okay, we'll start it at this far corner. I don't know the corner names, so you'll be able to give me that. I don't even know what this piece of straight is. Apparently it's got a name. It's just a straight for me. Okay, so you're gonna come down here, flat taps as fast as you can, all the way. You want to position your vehicle on the left hand side, and your brake marker here will be right as this curb starts on the left hand side. This will be your brake marker. Most important thing, brake in a straight line, and
Yellow
be
flag.
patient on the turning. Be patient on the turning because you want to slow the car down sufficiently that when you turn in, you can cut over the little green part. I'll show you now. So here you're going to be braking, probably down to second gear.
You're clear. Incident clear.
And you wait until this curb ends on the left-hand side. Then you bring the car over. You want to go over this part with your tires on that little green part there on the inside.
Yellow flag.
And then you want to straighten up your car.
Incident clear.
And you
Green
want to
flag.
put your wheels inside this curb, on that little green. Your inside wheels on that little green on the inside. This will help you to hook the car around. But be gentle on the throttle here. You're going to be in second gear.
Yellow flag.
So the temptation will be there for you to floor it. But unfortunately, due to the way the thing is set up, you will probably lose the rear. So just be gentle with your throttle application. Don't go too far to the right here. You want to sort of stay in the middle of the track and then bring it back to the left. It's during this coming back to the left part where a lot of people lose the rear because they're too vigorous on the steering wheel. So just bring it back gently to the left hand side. You can probably switch over to third. Then you just want to straighten the car up.
Green
This
flag.
is not really a braking zone.
Yellow flag.
Here you'll just lift to get the nose in. So when you get here, you want to lift it up so that the nose
Clear
can
of
go
the
in,
incident. Green
and you
flag.
want to go over this green part on the inside as well. And then as soon as you're over that curb, you'll see it's like a little bump going
Yellow
over
flag,
it.
stay
As soon as you're
sharp.
over it, then you want to apply the throttle. Just be careful not to run too wide here, because as soon as your inside
Green flag. You're
wheels
clear.
touch the or
Yellow
go over
flag.
the white line, then it will be invalid. So here's still fine, here's still fine. Check the timer in the left corner and it'll turn red now. There we go. So this is too far. So there is a limit to how far you can go over to the left hand side, but use as much of it as you can.
Green flag. You're clear.
Then you're just going to power down here. It'll probably end up in about fourth gear. And then you're going to brake just as this curve starts on the left hand side. This is a very tight
Yellow
bend.
flag.
Some people like to V it. Some people like to U it. I personally in the Porsche like to U it because I like to turn it on the brake. So if you can trail brake, this is an excellent place to do that. So you want to... I normally brake towards the
Green
apex.
flag. You're clear of the incident.
And then as I turn in, I come off the brake gently so that it keeps a nice hugging line across on the curb on the inside. And as soon as you get to this area where you see that little man on the right hand side waving his green flag,
Yellow flag. Stay
then you
sharp.
start applying the power. Be careful because you can
Incident clear.
easily
Green
lose the
flag.
rear here as well, because you will see that the
Yellow flag.
caster of the track just beyond the curb sort of slopes down. So if you put your wheel on there, then it will bring the rear around. So don't go too far to the left. Don't go over on this green area, because you're going to have to bring the car back. That slight difference in surface texture will make you lose the rear. So Then you bring the car over to the right hand side, put the right wheels
Green
on the
flag, all
curb
clear.
here, and the best brake marker I can give you are these
Yellow
black
flag.
marks in front of us right here. This is also one of those corners where it always feels like you're sliding out wide. So it will feel like that, don't worry. But you have to turn in early here. Because as you're going to slide out wide, that will allow you to make the corner. And you want to put your wheels on the inside in front there. So here you'll be in third gear. You're going to give it a dab of brake, bring the nose in.
Incident clear. Green
And you
flag.
want to go over the inside here and let it run wide. Here you can actually run quite wide. You can go all the way as far as here. That's still fine. And then bring it
Yellow
back
flag.
onto the road before this curb ends.
Green flag. Incident clear.
Then you're powering down all the way this little short straight. You're probably going to be in fifth gear by the time you get to the braking zone. Now I want you to have a look at that little red fence post
Yellow
there
flag.
in front of the nose. That's your brake marker. Round about there as you pass that red fence on the right hand side next to the fence there. So here there's a tendency for the cars, if your brake bias is set too much to the rear, that you can lose the rear on entry here. So the best thing to do is just give a dab on the brake in a straight line.
Incident
Get
clear.
off the
Back to
brake,
green
and
flag.
as you get off the brake, only then do you turn in, just to make sure that you don't turn under braking, because that's
Yellow
what's
flag.
going to lose the rear. Then you just want to cut it in, sort of coasting in. Keep it nice and close to the
Incident
inside.
clear.
Don't go
Back to
on the
green
curb.
flag.
It can be a bit bouncy. And as soon as this end of the curb on the inside passes, that's when you floor it.
Yellow flag.
And I mean floor it. And you just hold the steering
Green flag. You're clear.
in a nice arc. Just guide it nice and close. Don't go onto the inside curb. You can run out to the outside, and then you're going to bring it back over to the left hand side again. Once again, your brake marker will be as this curb starts. I bring the Porsche down to second gear for this corner just to assist with the
Yellow
turning
flag.
in, but it can be different depending on what car you drive. So once again, similar to the previous corner, you're going to sort of trail brake it in
Green flag.
and get as close as possible. If you can, get your wheels onto this curb at the green marker. Then you want to keep it tight. You're going to give a little bit of throttle. You're probably going to switch over to third. Then you're just going to lift a little bit to allow the nose to come in. And once again, as soon as this gray part of
Yellow flag.
the curb on the inside ends, that's when you're going to apply the power. Once again, be gentle with it. Don't go
Incident
full
clear.
balls
Green
to the
flag.
wall with that one. And then once again, you bring it over to the left hand side. You'll see there's a common theme running through here. Out the corner, bring it to the other side. Out the corner, bring it
Yellow
to the other
flag.
side. Once again, brake marker as this curb starts. Some cars you can take this one in third. I prefer it in second gear for the Porsche, just to make sure that you get the nose in. Once again, you want to brake in a straight line. Turn in
clear.
and
Incident
get
clear.
over this curb on the inside. As soon as that grey curbing again ends on the inside,
Yellow flag.
there, that's your indication that you should start applying power. This one is one where you can easily invalidate the lap, so don't go
Incident's
too
clear.
far
Green
onto
flag.
the green stuff here. Try and keep it run about here. Otherwise you can easily invalidate
flag.
the lap. And then we get to this corner. This one can catch some people out.
Green flag.
The
You're clear of
important
the
thing is
incident.
stay on this curb in the line that I'm driving now. You don't want to be in a situation where you have to brake or lift for this corner
Yellow
coming
flag.
up, because you're going to lose a lot of time. So it's important to get this one right. So as you're powering through, you want to turn in as late as possible, just before this curb ends, so that you aim for this inside, to make that corner as wide as
Incident clear.
possible.
Green flag.
And you just want to put your inside wheels on the beginning part of that curb, not onto the high stuff. And just hold it there, let the car grip up itself. You can run over the curb like this on the exit, that is fine. It's very important that you get that one right. because you're going up this huge long straight and you don't want to lose time. Here you just follow the shortest line. Yes, still flat out, flat out, flat out. When you get to this part, position your vehicle as far to the right as possible with your wheels just on the inside of this white line. And once again, wait for it as long as possible. And you're still going to be full throttle. Hopefully you don't have to lift for this corner, because that can sometimes lead to a loss of the rear. So under full throttle, just bring it in gently and let it run out all the way over this curb, and then you bring it back over to the left for this hard braking zone. Now have a look at the boards on the left hand side. You see there's a 150 and then there's a 100
Yellow
board.
flag.
Your brake marker is actually in between those. It's difficult to judge because sometimes the shade, like now, is across the track. So it sometimes is difficult to judge your braking marker. So this is something you'll have to practice, because there's no clear brake marker like a 100-meter board or a curb or something like that. The only thing is these dark lines on the tarmac in front that indicates the braking zone. But you cannot brake on them. Then you're already too far. So you have to sort of start braking that by the time you reach these dark marks, that's when you are on full brakes. So you start braking about here, so that by the time you get here, then you are fully on the brakes. So don't start braking when these tire marks start. Start braking before then. Once again, you're going to brake in a straight line, bring it down to first gear.
Green flag, you're clear.
Most important thing is if you can trail it in, because you want to coast this last bit, this last part. You don't want to brake until
Yellow
the corner.
flag.
So once you get down to first gear, you sort of want to lift off the brake and just coast
Green
this
flag,
first one.
incident clear.
Keep it nice and tight and still keep turning so that you can get on the power just a little squirt, lift off for the nose to come in so that you can cut in on this one. Open the steering, because this will give you the best run to the finish line. And then we're on the finish line. So we're going to do the first corner now, an Eau Rouge, everybody's favorite. So coming up to the first corner, what I do is I look at the boards on the left hand side, and I have the tendency to go too far. I always miss this brake marker. But you'll see on the left hand side there's a 100-meter board there on the fence. Just confirm you can still hear me.
Ja, het luister
Oh,
fijn.
Yes.
sorry,
Yes.
it was so quiet. Okay, so there's a 100-meter board there on the fence. So I normally...
Conrad's not, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, Conrad's just muted.
I am, yeah.
Yeah, Conrad's just muted. So that 100-meter board, as that would pass my end of my vision in my windscreen, that's where I normally brake. Some people use this little red fence in between the 100 and the 50. For me, that's too far. I can't brake that late. And the thing is here, you want to turn in and cut this corner with surgical precision, because that's very important. So you're going to be on this side, you're going to brake down to first gear, and then once again you're going to wait for it. Be very, very patient, because you want to cut this line like this. This is the line you want to have. You want to get as close to that wall as possible without hitting it. And by the time you get here, you must be on throttle. So this takes a bit of practice to get. And then as soon as you can, straighten out the wheel so that you don't get that losing the rear feeling. And then you power down. And then gently bring the car over to the right hand side. Keep it close to the wall without hitting it. And then we're going to Eau Rouge. Now Eau Rouge is probably one of the scariest corners, Eau Rouge and Radion, that you will ever face. But I want to show you the trick for Eau Rouge.
Yellow
So,
flag, stay sharp.
first things first, you're going to aim to put your lekker weitspeen
You're clear of the incident. Green flag.
across this curb here.
Yellow flag.
Don't go with your inside wheels over the white line. In any case, that's going to be too far. But just like this, you want to cut across. Keep your steering straight across this curb. And then you're going to bring the car in. Now this movement
Green flag,
in,
all clear.
you're aiming just to clip this curb on the inside. And then I want you to open your steering.
Yellow flag, stay sharp.
Although there's a corner turning left on top of this hill, you're not going to turn left. You're just going to go straight. So this turn that you make to get onto this line is the most important one. Because this will determine whether you are successful with Eau Rouge or not. So the thing is, you just want to open the steering, get it straight. And you'll see if you go straight across, you're
Incident
still
clear,
within
green
track
flag.
limits. And only here, you'll bring the car back. The thing that catches many people out of Radeon specifically is that corner that turns
Yellow
left.
flag.
You think you have to turn left, but you don't. You just need to get as wide to the left at the start as possible. Bring the initial turn in. Don't go over the inside curb though. That is a lot, very, very bumpy. And then just straighten your wheel and go straight over the hill. That's the trick for Eau Rouge.
Green flag, incident clear.
And then we are back on the normal track routine. So we're going to do, it's a long track, so we're going to do a faster run. So here, once again, wait for the curb. We're going to brake down to second. Be patient. Put your inside wheels over the green. Second gear. Hook that inside wheel. Just a small squirt. Short shift to third. Lift so that the nose comes in over the green. Wait for it to over the bump and then floor it. Stay on the left. Brake at the curb. Trail it in if you can. Keep it nice and tight. Wait for the little man on the inside. There he is. Give the throttle and don't go over the edge. Brake. This corner is going to want to slide. Let it run wide. Here we wait for that marker, that red marker on the inside. Brake. Off the brake and only then turn in. My tires are very, very under pressure, so that's why we are sliding all over the place. Just
Don't
keep your
invalidate this lap, track limits.
Just keep your steering lock on as easy as possible. Brake. Second gear. Onto the green part inside. Keep it tight. Short shift third. Wait for the curb to end on the inside. Then you throttle out. Brake. Down to second gear. Get on the inside. As soon as that grey ends. Here we wait for it. You just want to hold the steering. Just hold it. Don't have to turn a lot. Then we just follow a nice straight line. Here we get over the white line on the end. Just guide it through. Not a lot of movement. Here we wait for those brake markers. Hard on the brakes. And let go of the brake. Let it just coast that last part. So that you can open the steering for the final one. Okay, quick one. We wait for the 100-meter board. There it is. Brake. And turn it in so that you can get nice and close. And on the throttle immediately. Open the steering as soon as you extrude that corner. Come over to the right hand side. I'm keeping it in fifth for the Porsche. So we go straight. Bring it over there, open the steering, straight over the hill, and then we bring it back.
Track limits.
Is that second part that worries people. Stay to the left hand side, wait for the curb, hard on the brakes. Down to second gear, over the green stuff. Hook the left wheel into
Front
that
tyres
curb,
cold.
short shift to third, small lift just to get the nose in over the green stuff. Floor it out. Stay on the left, wait for the curb. Trail it in if you can. Second gear. Hold it nice and tight. Wait for the wind. There's the man on the inside. Woo! You see how easy it is to lose it there. Tires are not optimum
Fail.
yet. Fail. My
Yellow
bad.
flag.
Again.
Again.
That looks more like mud driving.
Yeah.
Green flag, you're clear of the incident.
Okay, so we keep on the right hand side. We wait for the red marker.
You're locking your fronts
Brake
going into
off the
turn
brakes,
11.
turn in, then hold it nice and tight. As soon as the curve ends, floor it. And when I mean floor it, I mean floor it. Just keep the steering lock nice and tight. Over to the left hand side, brake. Into second. On the inside. Just feather it a bit. Wait for that grey part to end. Over to the side. Over the inside. As soon as that grey part ends, floor it. Be patient with this turn in. trust the car that it'll stick. Yeah, we're going
I was
out.
waiting all session for that line, AC.
Which line?
Trust the car, it'll stick.
Trust the car, it'll stick.
You say
Okay.
it every week.
This part is first gear, let it go, let it just coast that last spot. Little squirt, bring it in, and then floor it for the start finish line. I'll try and do a good lap for you now. So we wait for the 100-meter board on the left hand side. There it is, hard on the brakes, down to first gear, bring it in. And out we go.
We'll leave some paintwork back on the wall.
No, I think we were close, but we didn't need it. So we just keep it on this line. We bring it over this side, onto there, just open the steering seat, over the little hill. So don't worry about the left turn. Just straighten it up and over the hill. Turn when you're at the top. So we wait for the curb, hard on the brakes. Down to second gear, over the inside. Hook the wheels on the inside, not too greedy on the throttle. Lift just to get the nose in. Throttle again, not too wide, otherwise you'll invalidate there. Trail it in. Hold it in second gear, be patient, not too greedy on the throttle. Over the right hand side, brake, the car will feel like it's sliding. That's still a valid lap. Wait for the red marker, brake, down one gear. As soon as the curb ends on the inside, you floor it. Trust the car that it
10
will
minutes
stick.
of fuel remaining.
Wait for the curb, brake again. Down to second gear, just hold it tight as soon as it straightens. Third gear, wait for the grey part in the inside to end. Throttle out, at the curb brake. Second gear, wait for that grey part to end, floor it out. Be
Your
patient on
tyre
this
temps are looking
turning.
good.
That's the line you want to have right there. Full throttle, no hesitations. Just don't be over eager with the steering. Be gentle and smooth. And over on the right hand side, just bring it close to that inside. Hold it pinned down, get your brake marker. Coast this last part in. Over the curb, little squirt, release for the nose to come back in. And across the line.
Your quickest overall.
And that in a nutshell is Spa. The pit entry is basically just the back. I can't reverse that far, can I? Will they allow me?
Nah, it's too far.
Too far.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
but
so.
the pit entry is just on that last corner. I don't think I'll make it if I have to go through there again. But let's go for the questions as we go. Show the pit entry. It's a long lap, you know, it's a lot to digest. This is one of the important corners. You have to get that late turn in so that you can straighten up early.
That short burst of straight off the speaker's corner, AC,
Yeah,
after the hairpin. I'm surprised you guys don't go like to the right on the green curb there in between the grass.
I have got no idea which corner you're referring to.
I'll point it out now.
Okay.
So after the hairpin, it's called X corner.
I may have
They
missed
changed
it,
now.
but here's a bit important part to hit that grass. Here
One
you
of those
must
corners
try
you slide.
on get on those green stuff as well on the inside. This one not so much because it tends to bump your whites.
This corner.
This one.
Yeah, so after this corner,
You can't go too far.
We
'cause
can't
you'll
go too
invalidate.
far. This is still
so you
valid.
see, I've
That's still
seen people
valid.
go down all the way straight basically until the end of the corner on
Yeah.
the green.
But that is still valid. That was still valid.
Oh,
Yeah, and I went very far to the right there. So that is actually still valid. It's very lenient there, it seems.
yeah.
But what you mean is that there's a green strip. It's the track, the white line, then it's grass, and then there's green strip.
Oh,
you
no.
keep the right hand tires on the green strip all the way to the following corner.
Oh, no,
Is that
no.
what you mean?
And
Yeah,
if you miss
yeah.
that green, if you miss that green strip, then
You're on the
you're bouncing
grass.
all
I would not go there. That seems a bit exploitish to me. This corner very important. Get that line right because
You've
it's
got
a
cold front tyres.
very big straight, and you want to get as much speed down here as that you can. So I'm just going to show you the pit entry, and then you can jump in and have a go.
A very long pit.
Yes. So this all still remains the same. Get your brake marker. Coast in the last part, and then you go straight in the pits. Don't crash into it. Just go around the corner first. As soon as you're on the straight, you can floor it in first gear, and as soon as you hit the limiter, you brake
What's your speed limit in the pits?
in first gear. So you'll be in first gear already. So just go around that little bend, and as soon as you hit the limiter, you just let go of it and hit the pit limiter. And that is it.